Welcome everyone. This is Acid Roots, and we're going to talk about Nickelback and one of their albums called Silver Side Up. I don't know terribly much about them, but I do know that they were alternative rock, and I do remember a certain song from that album that was from the album. I'm sure it's a song a lot of you have heard, but the thing about this group is that it's metal, but at the same time it also incorporates some other things. So that's basically what comes up is you're gonna get a dose of something else, and considering the stuff I reviewed on this channel, that's what's so surprising to me, is because I take listening to these projects and it's just like really a person who is not a veteran of the genre having to adapt to this format. Like, I kind of did it with Breaking Benjamin back in January, but I don't necessarily remember the whole concept of it. And really, that's the thing, is just trying to learn about these alternative metal groups is going to be, well, we'll just see what happens. And by the way, welcome to March. I understand that this month is going to pick up just as much. We've definitely got some stuff on the way. So this album, 10 songs, like, really what you're getting is more than half the album. That's good, plus a handful of radio singles that will catch some attention. And one of these songs hit number one, which we're going to talk about. So yeah, the production on here, I liked it. I enjoy what's going on, but kind of does a little bit of the Creed thing. I just got a Metallica CD, and I noticed that there's like a song called "This Side Up" or something. I don't remember what it's called, but it was the highest charting song off the '96 album. A lot of rock songs will do this in attempts to cross over and reach radio appeal, because it's not necessarily the thrashing guitars and the gnarly metal that makes a hit anymore. It's really when they decide to go more for singing and find a melody along with some kind of ambience to it, that's really where the hits lie. And a lot of people started doing that. I think between the late 90s, early 2000s, which is where this album stems from, you're going to see some attempts to hit number one. That was a weakness in rock. I do think women, females, kind of have the same attitude. Not every single person is as thrash as some of these projects are. This is just something that kind of comes up, and the perfect example of a song that is damn near just, it reaches people, is the song "How You Remind Me." I did not like this song. It hit number one in America, and in a lot of ways I'm thinking, if you just want something that you've heard multiple times, here's something to go for right away. Now, otherwise, as far as being able to jam to this record, it does a pretty decent job, but it still feels kind of at an angle that I can't describe to you. So I'm just not used to alternative rock or alternative metal, but there is a couple charting hits in here, and there's actually another song, I think it's the song "Too Bad," that kind of goes for that approach as well, and possibly the song "Good Times Gone." So those are just some ones that do this, but I did like the feel of the project, but it's just not something I can really get the point across to you. So the unheard songs, which are songs that you may not have heard, but you should still take a look at. So I like 6 songs out of 10, plus one song I was on the fence about. That's 7 out of 10. So the 6 songs I liked were "Never Again," "Woke Up This Morning," "Too Bad," "Money Bot," "Where Do I Hide," and "Hangnail." Now, I like "Never Again," and I also like "Money Bot," and I also like "Too Bad." Those are the ones I really liked. "Never Again" kind of has like a thumping type thing to it. So does "Money Bot." There is some slight metal in here, but it's not seen. Hollywood was the song I was on the fence about, and most of these songs kind of have the attitude that, well, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing about alternative is you just have to figure out, well, why is it alternative? That's like the main thing, because it's not Metallica and it's not, any of these other groups that you come to know for that sort of thing. But it still rocks pretty hard. So that's the biggest thing, is you're just approaching it from a different thing. But there are, different moods to this album, so it's almost a complete package, but somehow blending the two, making a radio song and the best, being a best song on the album is something that doesn't quite get tied together. So the best songs are not the songs that you're going to hear. So that's the only thing about it. But I don't know about the second and third single, though. I can't speak for those, but at least How You Remind Me, that's how I felt. So the score, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. I would give it an 8, but just 3 songs I didn't like. You'd think that would get a 10, but it's really, well, I guess really I could give it an 8. I could just give it an 8 because 3 songs, that's damn near perfect, but it's still, I don't know. That's about where I'm at. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The future, I don't know what Nickelback's been up to. We'll check them out more in the future. And I think beyond that, as far as like the score is what it's going to get for a social score, which means how well it plays around others that you're with. I think I'd give it a 9 just because it had 4 songs that charted in some way, plus a number 1, which always means people know them, and then, it jams pretty hard, like I said. So it's a 9 social. But alright, subscribe for more fun. I give this album an 8 and a 9 social.